Normally, I do my readings in Los Angeles, but sometimes people want me to come to their houses that aren't in the area, sometimes in different states. And today, that's Nashville. I'm waiting to go to a reading, and my mom set to pick me up, but since we're in a new city, she's getting a rental car, so I'm not really sure what to look out for. Oh, look at that. Oh my.
Hi, Tyler.
Wow, a truck.
Hey, don't you
It's very
love
Nashville. I love it. All right.
Me too. This is all they had at the rental agency.
Well, it works.
It's perfect for Nashville.
Yeah, it's like a tractor on steroids.
Awesome.
All right,
Oh,
gotta unlock me, Mom.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Wow, I feel very masculine.
I know.
This is
We're gonna
great.
go four-wheel driving now.
All right, off-road.
All right,
go.
let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I don't drive my own readings because as I'm going to these readings, I pick up on a lot of impressions. I have visions, I hear things that can be pretty overwhelming, which would make for a pretty distracted driver.
Oh my God, Savannah.
How are you? Good to see you.
How are you? So nice to meet you.
Oh my God, you look beautiful.
I'm Savannah Chrisley, and Tyler may recognize me because I am the star of USA's show, Chrisley Knows Best.
He should be able to see through that.
Have you shot? I thought you guys live in Georgia.
We have a home in Georgia, but we live here in Nashville and film the show here in Nashville, and Savannah's in school here in Nashville.
Yes. Thank you. I have with me my dad, who is B talent on the show. He really, I mean, he's no big deal.
We, in the South, we raise our children to have a healthy dose of self-esteem. Obviously, we've overachieved that.
Just stop talking. You'll learn a lot from me.
No, you're going to learn a lot from Tyler. So I wanted to gift Savannah this reading with you because you were so on point with everything that you did with Julie and I. Julie and I had our reading with Tyler, and everyone knows that I never believed in anything like that. But I am now a believer of Tyler because I believe God has given him a gift.
Your father, he just would not have wanted his children to have to make the decision. The feeling is like they should not have to make that decision.
For me, I had been struggling since my dad's passing, and I left there feeling, for the first time since my dad passed, that it's time for me to continue living. It's time for me to move on. And I hope that she will have the same kind of spiritual encounter that her mother and I had.
There's another, actually, interestingly, another baby he's with. There would have been a baby or a child that was not able to be born fully, but there's a situation of either like a miscarriage, a stillborn, or a child that passed. Your father, he's with two, not just one.
No one knew about that
Our
except Julie and I.
family,
We've never
literally.
told that to this day.
We never shared it with anyone.
The reading that we had with Tyler, I think, brought our children closer to Julie and I from a standpoint of that we're human.
Just hearing Tyler speak to them and just seeing their reactions, it really just broke my heart, and I was in tears. And it just, I don't know, it just makes me appreciate them and the things that they do so much more.
With all of that being said, I'm going to step aside,
All right.
let y'all do your thing.
Sounds like a plan.
And be nice to Tyler.
I'm always nice. You go.
Tyler.
This
He
is
knows
my
best.
day.
It's good seeing you,
Good to
buddy.
see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Love you.
Good luck, darling.
All right.
Oh my God.
I know, it's so nice to finally meet you.
I've wanted to meet you for so long.
I'm so excited. I would say I'm somewhere in the middle. I mean, I grew up and I was told that you don't turn to other things for answers, you turn to God, and that's what I've always done.
All right. I've had a lot coming in on the way here, just trying to process a lot. So
Okay.
I'm curious to see where we go and what comes through. I'll just kind of explain what to expect.
Okay.
So as a medium, my job is really just to communicate what I see, hear, and feel. I kind of describe myself as a bit of an instrument in this process. It's like some people know how to play it really well, others not so much. So my job is to kind of go with the strongest communicator of whoever comes through. I see you have an object here, I
Yes,
assume. Which
I
is great.
do.
Perfect. What I'm going to do, I think we'll hold on to that at this point, and we'll see what pops in. So, there. Dad's side of family. So, and the way this is coming in, they're bringing me to Dad's side of the family. Let me see what this is. It's like, there's basically this man coming through. It's connected on a grandfatherly level. They're showing me a visual of a rainbow. And as weird as it sounded, it is connected to this person. They're showing me a rainbow, and that to me is generally a way of acknowledging like a sign or a symbol. But this seems to be like something with sentimental value. So for example, after a passing, we went outside and we saw a huge rainbow. Like, there's some form of a connection with it.
The person that passed away, he always just used to point them out to me, or like whenever we would see them. So it was just something like we just got so excited about. And we would go outside each time it rained because we knew there would be one.
The feeling is like when you continue, even now, like when you look up, when you see that, like think of this person. That's sweet. They aren't bringing up there. Just check and see who he went fishing with. There's like a funny thing with this of like catching fish after fish after fish after fish after to the point where it's kind of comical. There's like a joke about this that's going through.
Yes.
Do you know about that?
We would always go fishing, always. And he brought my brothers along to go fishing with us. And he told them, like, you probably won't catch much. And I just kept catching fish after fish after fish, and they weren't catching anything. So that was always the joke. He would always tell people, like, she will outfish you. My grandfather passed July 11th, 2012. His name was Gene. He was one of my best friends. He worked every day of his life.
Wow. I love that.
I mean, the one thing I just can't let go of is the whole fishing thing. Like, I remember it to this day. Like, I had a little purple fishing rod. Like, that was mine. He had his. We went all the time.
Okay. So obviously, Grandma's still living, I'm aware of. And he's acknowledging her. And when he comes through, there's this feeling of knowing when he passed away that she was actually going to be looked after. He had this comfort, and he's having me acknowledge that he was given reassurance. So I need you to see who told him, like, we're gonna look after her.
My dad.
That one statement made a world of a difference for him, because in that moment he was able to let go. That's the most interesting thing. It's like your dad freed him in letting him know that she would be okay, that she'd be watched over. So that's important.
No one would have known that, because I leaned down and kissed him on his head and told him that I would take care of my mother, and that for him to go on, that he had fought long enough. And no one else would have known that. That certainly brings a level of peace to you. And I think that that was a commitment that I made to my dad before he passed away, and one that I will continue to keep, and whether she likes it or not.
With your relationship personally with him, he acknowledges that he's so thankful for how much he was able to teach you. And he's having me joke about your love life. And he's wanting me to say, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. But he's like, no one's good enough for her.
Amen.
Which is true. That's funny. For some reason, they're showing me, okay, refill the cup, but then it's, okay. It's all symbolic, so it's like a lot going on up here. Basically, the gist with this is they're having me acknowledge that in order to move forward in a way that's fulfilling romantically, we kind of either have to fish or cut bait.
Oh my God.
And that might be on both sides. And the feeling is if we're not game, then it's letting go of that individual's energy.
Because she's having trouble letting go of someone.
So it's kind of a feeling of like fish or cut bait. Just conclude it, basically, is the way this kind of comes in.
Yeah, definitely cutting bait on one.
There you go.
Cutting it.
Cut bait.
So that looks good. Regardless of who we do or don't have in our life in the present moment, they are giving me a name to keep in mind. It doesn't mean it's one soulmate, it just means it's a potential person. There's a reference to a James that's coming in.
Holy
And they're just having me bring up, like, think on that situation a little more, and that's all it comes in. So just gotta keep in mind.
I would have the best looking grandkids in the world.
Something's going on in there.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh my God.
They're putting a strong emphasis on independence for you right now. It doesn't mean necessarily being alone, but they are putting a strong emphasis on being independent, focusing on your career, and kind of allowing that independence to kind of take you on all these different levels throughout your career in a positive way. And you can, of course, do that with someone by your side, but they don't want that to be a distraction, and that's understandable.
It's just, I wasn't gonna bring my love life into the picture. It wasn't a question that I was gonna ask. Because
we already know what's wrong with that.
It's just that whole thing, it's just like a cluster. But it's so crazy because with the name that he used is someone that like I've met, like we're friends, but like it's just
It's
so
a friendship.
weird.
It's a friendship.
Exactly, but it's interesting. Dad. Todd.
Coming.
Hello.
Hi.
How do you feel?
It was insane. I'm still processing it.
It was a lot.
And you hit on a lot. One of the questions that I would have is, you know, is my dad happy? Is he happy, and is he proud of where we are at this point in our life?
Absolutely.
Because my dad, very early, you know, when we were brought the opportunity to do a show, he told me not to do it.
Right.
And so I just wondered if he felt like that I made the right decision.
Oh, of course. And I think when he came through, there was such an awareness of that. You know, he's seen the success that's came through. And when people ask if their loved ones, you know, are happy, I always say, if they're capable of coming through and joking and referencing to things that are so personal and sweet, then they have to be. They can't be in pain. It's their way of saying, I'm still with you, even if it's in a different way.
Right.
I'm not that far away.
Did my grandfather seem different whenever he came through for me versus him?
Totally, and I think it was just because of the different dynamics. I mean, he was your father, he was your grandfather, and it's so interesting, and I'm so glad that I got to meet you after meeting you, because your father was such a strong presence in our original reading, and so now to meet his granddaughter, it was pretty fascinating.
Yes, my dad was always hard on me. You know, he always wanted me to do the very best that I could do.
Sure. Tough love.
He was a different father than he was a grandfather. And so my prayer was that he would come today for her, because she worshiped him her entire life and he worshiped her. So for him to come through today is not really surprising to me, because I knew that he would show up for her.
Right, absolutely. I love that.
Obviously, you know, when you mention someone, you know, by the name of James, that was a little bit shocking as well.
Yeah.
Good shocking, but you know. Did you see any ugly grandchildren in my future?
No, they're gonna be beautiful. They're gonna look just like you. So it's great.
Then
you have nothing to worry about.
Life is good. You are amazing.
Oh,
it is a gift. You know, I had a lot of reservations about coming to see you the first time, which is why if Judah or I passed, she was going to hell, not me, because it was her idea.
Right.
But I have to tell you that I do believe that God has given you a gift.
Thank you.
And I don't feel that I have betrayed my faith by sitting with you, because I believe that if I wasn't supposed to be here, I wouldn't be here. So we are thrilled to have you in our home.
I'm so happy.
And you have been a blessing to our family, and we love and appreciate you.
Oh, I love you guys, seriously. Thank you guys so
much. You are awesome.
Seriously,
You
so
are
wonderful.
awesome.
Thank you so
Good to
much.
see you again.
Thank you.
There's no doubt that I believe in his abilities and the gift that God has given him, because, I mean, it's just made an impact on not only my life, but my family's, and it's just great.
And life is good. You just have to sometimes let go and let Todd.
Let God.
Well, they rhyme.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Travel safe. Thank you.
You guys again.
Thank you.
That was insane. I was just in shock.
I know, and I'm not going to have ugly grandchildren. I mean, that alone is the best thing.